The Sentinel is known to be reliable, fearless, disciplined, consistent, courageous, motivated, and skillful.
So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances.
All these qualities start from the mind. Your mind can be your worst enemy or your most powerful weapon.
The world becomes your library to help you become better at your craft.
Is this the dagger?
Learn how to achieve greatness and tap into the Sentinel mindset.
This episode is brought to you by The Arena. The Arena focuses on helping law enforcement and security professionals achieve their ultimate work experience, curriculum, and fitness goals. Visit thearenatoronto.com.
I'm glad that you shared that, because that will also help us transition into another piece that we talked about, and that is a great topic, man, which is the business of executive protection, right?
Yeah,
so
man.
why don't you tap into that a little bit? And again, like, there's so much nuggets. Like, this is such a broad topic. Maybe we can make this like a quarterly like, series, right, about the business of executive protection. But why don't you talk about that? Because that plays a big part as well in decision makers for operators, and also for the individuals that are working for these organizations.
Yeah, man, 100%. So I think a lot of guys are great operators, but they want to get into the game, but they're not good businessmen, right? And so there's a really big difference. Just because you're a Navy SEAL doesn't mean you can be an instructor, right? So there's a difference between instructor is a whole different skill set. Being a SEAL is a whole different skill set. Being an EP agent is a skill set. Being a businessman is another skill set. And so surviving the transition from one to the other is very doable, but you really have to understand different things about business. Now, me being an operator first, I'm more of a handshake guy. I'm more of a, my word is my bond guy, and so getting into the business of EP, I had to learn some kind of tough lessons, where being an operator, I could wing it. I could make a parachute on the way down. I could do all these things. But, you get a big contract in the game when you're in charge of a business, and you're like, man, we got, 12-man detail, going for the rest of the year. It's awesome. And you get caught in some net 90 situation. It's not paying you for 90 days.
Right.
Now you're finna be eating some ramen noodles because you gotta pay your guys. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna pay your guys. So right. There was the main thing that I wanted to talk about a little bit is just understanding that there are two different skill sets, and you have to. It's very wise to really, really have someone who's already done it, walk you through it, have someone who's in the industry, bring you under their wing, and study business if you want to make that jump from being an agent, being an operator, into really being able to deliver quality services and drive results through teams and other individuals. You got to understand culture, what's the culture of your business like? Like, that's going to greatly impact the quality of your service. You might be the best agent in the world, but your culture on your team, can you keep guys inspired? Can you keep casting the vision and feed that vision? Can you create some upward mobility, even though they're still just on that detail, right? Can you create circular relationships? So not everything has to go to you. Can you create those relationships inside them, and then make sure those relationships stay healthy so they don't turn against you, because they can turn against you very quickly. There's so many things that go into this that are way more than coming up with a cool brand, a cool logo, and then putting guys you think are good. What can you expect from your team? You can only expect from your team what you inspect. Do you just have some cool backgrounds that you figure could probably do it because they did some things back in the day? How long ago was back in the day? I run hard skills and docs for guys when they come on my teams to see where their skills are at. And I'm here to tell you, the military and law enforcement guys struggle a lot. Civilians actually do great because they're like, well, I wasn't in the military and I wasn't in law enforcement, so I train and I go to shooting competitions and I do jujitsu 3 times a week. And my military guys over here, like, I've been to war twice. Yeah, of course I can pass your shooting qual. And then they're over there telling me, well, in the military we didn't use pistols. I'm like, hey, homie, this is a CCW community. You're carrying a pistol every day, so what do you know your teams can do and execute on? And then what are you focusing on? Anyways, I could go on. But
listen, that's amazing, Brian. I'll tell you this. It's very interesting. I always find I know of many people that have wanted to cross over into being on the front line to operator.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they do is that they look at a finished product. And by the way, this is not just them. This is life. They look at a finished product.
This is human
right?
nature.
Yeah,
this is
exactly.
human nature.
Yeah. And they're like, I can do that. I can do that, right? You know what I mean? And I find that when they do that and they jump in without actually knowing the world is when they get punched right back down and realizing, oh my God, like you could be an incredible businessman. But if you cannot, as you said, the key words here right now, inspire, lead, motivate. If you cannot do these things, your business platform will fall flat on its face. And you will fail. And that's the thing that I think is important of what you said here right now is being able to like understand, and you all have a starting point. But look, I always tell this to people, Byron, you know, when people look at where Sentinel is right now, that's in the body of 10 to 15 years of failures and hard work. That did not just happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
And look, and I'm still reaching out to my accountability partner last week.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the thing I think is important that people understand is that the business of this, for it to be effective, you need to be well-rounded, and you have to understand, just as they say the cliche quotes, you have to get punched down to get back up, and you have to fail so you can get better. People are not just saying those things. They're nuggets, but you got to apply those things into your life.
I've spent more. I mean, I went to war, bro. I ain't been scared. I ain't been scared like this from that time, from time I was in Iraq to like the businessman phase. Like when you're like, did I misnegotiate that situation? Like you're like, you're like, what am I going to do? Right. You know, like I haven't experienced fear like that. And you know, like I'm, you know, now I've matured, but like you're 100. So I'm just telling you guys, this thing ain't no joke. And a lot of people don't make it. You can be the goodest person in the world, homie, but it doesn't matter. You have to get the formulas right. You have to execute correctly. And what I love about what you said, my man, is like, it's so true. People will look at like the social media things I have and all these different things. Homie, I'm talking about deaths, deaths with multiple Fs. I had to die multiple deaths to create every single one of those things. Hours underneath the streetlights, sending videos to nobody for 7 years straight. I'm talking about no one. I'm in my car talking and pouring out my heart on these videos. No one's watching. A single 7 viewers, and I'm excited. I'm like, you know what? But you know what? You got to know why you're doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing it because my Heavenly Father. I feel like this is what I was created to do. This is my purpose. I'm gonna keep doing my purpose. If I got to talk to 7 people, I'm gonna talk to 7 people like I'm talking to 700,000 people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna continue sharpening my blade behind it, in the streetlights with no one around. I'm gonna continue working. I'm gonna continue creating, because that's how you're generating more value. You're becoming more valuable in the process. The process is where the value is. And so if you continue to walk that process, and like you said, get back up and get back up and get back up, you develop into this person that then people have the luxury of looking at and saying, man, that guy, that's pretty cool. I could do that. Yes. It's like, well, maybe you could. And I hope you're inspired too, because that's the path. Your purpose, the finished product is like the hot chick sitting across the bar, you know, that gets you to be like, you know what? I'm gonna go talk to her, right? Yeah, but then you get in there, and then like the actual business, the end product, where you end up in 10 years. Overnight success takes 10 years. That's the marriage, homie. Yes. That's the any man can create, any man can impregnate, any man has ideas, but can you cultivate something? Can you keep it alive? Can you keep it safe? And can you get it to a place where it's strong enough to then feed you, where you can live off the fruit from what you actually brought to life?
That's it, man.
See why my door is like screaming real quick. Oh, it's done. It's done. Anyway, but that's the difference. That's what separates the boys from men. Boys can create, boys can plant seeds, boys can have good ideas. Your ideas don't make you special. Your execution makes you special. And that execution is a path of humility, because, you know, it's all a good idea until you try to pull it off, and you got to see if it works. How accurate are you? What's your understanding of reality? And now you need to accurately understand how to bend reality and create reality and make reality react to you. You build the best boat in the world. You have the best business in the world. There's no marketing. You're going to die tired. Yes. There's so much that it'd be hard to even tell you everything. And for you, your situation is going to be different. Everyone's situation is different. Everyone's path is different. So like you can look at guys like me and and you, and you can sit here, but your path is going to be different. So take some things, Bruce Lee, absorb what's useful, disregard what's useless, add what is essentially your own, and the path is about understanding what is your own. And that's where you develop, man. That's where you get to know yourself, your God, the whole thing, man. It's beautiful.
No, Brian, I love that, man. And I think right now, what's key here is the stuff that we're talking about. Like, we're obviously applying it to business, but if you even look at that and apply it to, like you just mentioned about like a relationship, for example, right?
Yeah, man.
These things take work. They take work, right? And I'm reading a report the other day about how high now the divorce rate it's just at an all-time high, and people jumping into relationships and putting the cloak of marriage. The article is more to say, why even bother getting married, kind of thing, right? And I started reading that article. I'm thinking to myself, well, I tell people all the time, marriage is work. You can't just expect a relationship to be flawless. You have to put work. And that work comes in the form of communication, right? And that's what comes into play. So just like we look at these life lessons that you're learning about the business of executive protection, you can put that to the business of a relationship, right? Even though it's not a business, but you want to look at it as saying, how can I make something last? How can I make something live and just maintain itself and get better and better and better? Because look, let me ask you this, Byron, and maybe we can kind of close with this because we can keep going. What you do, why you do it, do you do any of it because it's your passion?
It's a very interesting question. I'm passionate about things that drive my behaviors.
Okay.
Many of my behaviors are tools to achieve the things I'm passionate about, right? So I'm passionate about wisdom, discipline, purpose, freedom, excellence. These are things that I love. These are my values, right? I'm really passionate about contribution. Man, you want to talk about something? Oh, it breaks my heart sometimes because wisdom is simple, yet very often difficult. But so many wise things have been weaponized or watered down, so people don't recognize the moment. Wisdom recognizes the moment, right? So you could be sitting next to a bum on the side of the street. He could roll over out of his newspapers and say something that has some wisdom. 99.99999% of people ain't going to catch it, but a wise man will catch it. He's like, I can learn something from anybody. That dude, who knows what that dude's path? That dude's seen stuff I ain't never seen. That dude is coming from a whole, and then that guy can drop just something on you that might be some wisdom. A wise man will recognize it, and then he'll implement it, and he can dodge it and not have to learn the hard way, right? So it'll beautify his life. So one of the things that is just such a powerful wisdom is it's more blessed to give than to receive. And when you start to give, my friend, when you start to become a person who can give on higher and higher levels, you start to, why do I want to be valuable? Why do I want to cultivate so much value? Because I know the secret that when I am able to give more value to the world, when I'm able to give a higher ability to gain, ability to bless a guy who can make more money for his family. I got a guy who's like, I sold a truck to go to your EP course, and I just had the best Christmas of my entire life because now I'm making good money, and I actually was able to get my kids presents and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. An older guy who's like, I didn't know if I could do it, but you told me there was a place in the EP industry for everybody, so I joined, and now I'm managing a company, and my wife has had my family. I get chills just thinking about it. Yo, money, you can keep your money. This is how you bring your life to life, right? So I say these things to say, I'm incredibly passionate. You will be compensated in direct proportion to the value of your contribution. You will your gift will make rooms for you before kings. You are right now, and this is a hard lesson too. Everybody's self-made, only the successful want to admit it. You are right now being compensated in direct proportion to your contribution value to that company, etc. Right? So you've got to really start. When I got out of the Marine Corps, I was scared. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, I'm an infantry guy. All I can do is hold a gun. How am I going to generate enough value to be able to give a gift that is valuable enough to the world, judged by the market, judged by the world, for them to compensate me on a level that's going to help me feed my family, give them a beautiful life, and help my life to even matter, right? So people want success. Success is nothing. I've been hanging out with successful billionaires and millionaires since I was 21 years old. Success could be your worst nightmare. What you really want is significance. Are you blessing people's lives? What do you really do? What does your life mean, right? So this is a whole nother, amazing topic. But the reality is the businesses that I've achieved are in alignment with who I believe I am as a protector. I am multiplying protectors in the world. For me, that is a war. That is a mission. Protector nation. I'm multiplying protectors in the world. The EPS League, the League of Executive Protection Specialists. I'm multiplying professional protectors in the world. Right. Bravo Research Group. I'm protecting people. I'm bringing more order and accountability into the world. And so they're on line with why I believe I was born and what I believe I was here to do. And I will continue to create companies that will be in alignment with that overall mission. We're going to get into some amazing things, creating cultures of protectors. We're multiplying white blood cells in the body of humanity, making humanity safer, creating a better tomorrow for our humans. And that's what we need. And this stuff for me gets me up at 4. I go to bed at 11. I wake up at 4 a.m. I promised God when I got blown up in Iraq by 50 some pounds of homemade explosives that I would hit every single day as hard as I could. I went to war for Uncle Sam. I'm going to war for the purpose I believe my God gave me. And so, yeah, man, there's passion that drives these behaviors. You'll see me drop another 5, 6, 7 companies over the next decade that'll all be around the passion that drives the mission that I believe God gave me to do this life with.
Wow. Look, we just talked about right now a theme about the business of executive protection. Lesson number one,
yes,
the power of giving. The power of giving. I'll tell you this, Byron, what you said is so strong in my heart, so convicted. Everything that I do leads with the giving element. And that's why I brought up passion, right? Because a lot of times people are doing things for the wrong reasons. Hey, wait a second, you can make this kind of money in executive protection? I'm in. And wait a second. Let's roll back here quite a bit here right now. You need to listen to every single word that just came out here, because that to me is the recipe to success. That is the recipe to success. You exposed a need. And then you said, how can I do something for that? And then you came on it from a position of giving. And you know what the funny thing is, Byron, I'm probably betting on this, that you are blessed and you don't even, where did that blessing come from? Because you're not expecting. It's just coming to you. And that's the beauty of this. Yep.
That is honestly, that is the beauty of it, man. And that's how you live the blessed life, man. You give, and it's like a secret, man, because everyone's thinking about what they can get. And if you were to try to add up the amount of time and resources that guys like me and you have given to create these things and given to create these organizations, and the hours, like you're sprinting when the distance is unknown, my friend. You have to be driven by something else more than the finances. You will wash out. There are 850 million pitfalls you will fall into when you start getting in around these clients or whatever thing you think you're going to do. You have to have a higher quality reason, and giving is this cheat code. I don't care if you're fat, I don't care if you're short, if you're ugly, if you ain't pretty, you ain't got a 6-pack. I ain't got my 6-pack quite yet. But I'm just saying, if you give and you focus on your contribution, you'll be blessed more than compensated.
I love it. I love it. Blessed. And what an amazing lesson one, power of giving from the business of executive protection. Brian, this is amazing, man. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for people to hear this. And I'm more and more surprised by how many people, when they take these messages and connect it to themselves, how much they start seeing the change from within as well. So this is amazing, man. Brian, I honestly, I really want to thank you, man, for taking the time to do this. And I think there's some gold all around. We're going to be putting quite a bit of this stuff out for you right now, because I think it's important that people hear this. And we've captured a lot, man. So I want to thank you for your time on this.
Hey, it's such an honor to be here with you. One last just thought, you guys, as you approach the relationships of your life, just switch it and start thinking, hey, what can I do for this client? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I just got on a new team. How can I serve these guys? Like, what do they need? Like, how can I serve them? Maybe I'll take the hard shift. Maybe I'll bring them some Starbucks. I don't know what it is. How can I serve these people? You look at your wife, you look at your husband, you look at your kids. Yo, how can I serve them real quick and watch your life change, man? Hey,
beautiful. Well said,
man, bro. You bring it out of me. I love you.
100%, bro. Well, look, thank you so much, Byron. And I can't wait for people, like I said, to hear this, and we'll talk soon, buddy.
Yay. I look forward to it, my man.
Boom. Right, man. Yes.
This podcast is brought to you by Executive Protection Lifestyle Canada. Make sure to drop by next week and don't forget to subscribe.